You're now listening to 102.3 Real Rock FM. Let's rock. Where we play nothing but rock, and more rock. This ain't your Grammy station.
Oh, man.
Too good. I just saw that today on
That's
Twitter.
amazing.
Too good, man. Absolutely.
That's incredible. Yeah, I love that one.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Well, there's no more rock stations anymore.
They don't exist.
They did exist. I mean, we've probably talked about this before in the early 2000s. 2003, I feel like was the prime rock station year, at least in my existence. I mean, you had the classic rock stations, but yeah, 2003. I feel like after that they all went out of business and turned into rap stations, or Latino music.
Yeah, funding changed.
Yeah,
and they were canceled. It was a form of canceling. It was canceling on canceling. Guys were getting canceled. Those stations were the thing that you listen to. You're a guy going to your job, first thing in the morning.
I feel like that was the music I'd listen to when I was going to play paintball. It was the perfect, Breaking Benjamin right before a paintball game.
You're going to your job as a painter, and you're in the truck. You just got picked up, or you just went to the office, or you met this guy somewhere in a parking lot. You're jumping in the truck. You're sitting three abreast in the front of the truck, and the guy next to you is just drinking Circle K coffee, and you're trying to shove your face with whatever kind of food you could find at that gas station that is, probably a Gate gas station or something. You're turning it on, and it's that whatever intro silly clipping together that made so much sense for so long until you thought about it. So it was a flashback, and I really love the whole shock jock that, including that comes from it.
This is you get out of the truck, and this is the song that's playing.
Yeah, and then they'll play a song, but if it's in the morning, they're talking, and they're talking. What are they talking about? If it's Friday, Drunk Bitch Friday. You remember Lexa Terry at all? Did you? I don't know.
Jacksonville. That's a Jacksonville thing. That's a real Jacksonville thing.
They had made it bigger, and then went back to Jacksonville before eventually getting canceled.
I remember that being a Jacksonville thing.
I had to look it up. I had to look them up because it was definitely a Jacksonville thing. But they made it outside of that, and then they had problems with Jacksonville, and that's when they labeled it as Freakville. And that's a name I completely forgot about because I was just recently looking this up, trying to
Freakville.
Just thinking of pulling these clips up. It's from a time ago, and I remember being in high school, listening to Drunk Bitch Friday, and thinking about how funny it was, and how much of that just really forms you as a fun-loving 17-year-old.
You can't do that anymore. You just can't. Way. We are not that society anymore.
No.
Not even close.
It's pretty cringe. So it's definitely in our universe. Cringe audio jockeys.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably us, in just a slightly different universe, right?
Yeah. So I feel like maybe we owe a bit to them. Love
For blazing the path.
I'd love to get a Lex and Terry montage going on. It's funny stuff. And it's hard to
sure
find.
there's a lot of people who remember it though. Well, the Opie and Anthony stuff is archived literally all over YouTube. Which for me, that's like that was the stuff I listened to a ton.
Was
Opie and Anthony,
like Tampa area?
That was everywhere. I mean, I think
it's hard to remember before satellite. The satellite had been around for a while, satellite radio, and then it slowly like got to be more commonplace. It's like just kind of available everywhere, and you didn't have to just be kind of wealthy to have it. You know, not that it was ever like that much, but you didn't really see anyone in a certain class have satellite radio.
Yeah. I mean,
and then it got to be everywhere in a lot of like newer model vehicles.
Well, the satellite stuff, we're talking even before that though. Like, I kind of started around that time. I think that's when Howard Stern kind of started on Sirius. I know Opie and Anthony were on it at some point and then off of it. Because you listen to it's hard to, I don't really know the timeline of all of it. I'm sure there's someone who does, or a couple of people who do, but they were on the radio. So they had to like keep everything censored. And then you hear some of their stuff like from a certain year and they're just going free, wild, ham on everything because they're on Sirius and they can just be completely free to say what they want.
Yeah.
Those show, and they bring on guys like Patrice O'Neill and the bald dude, I forget his name. They had the best comedians come into that show. That show was hilarious, and you can't do it now.
Yeah,
you can't do it now. But Lex and Terry, I think, was more like a very Florida thing. I know in West Palm Beach when I was growing up, we didn't really have anything. I'm sure we did. I'm sure they were playing maybe Lex and Terry in the morning or something like that. But I didn't listen to the local radio.
Yeah,
I was too cool.
Yeah, radio. It was never really a thing that it was like a lot of high schoolers were listening to, but I feel like a lot of people that I hung out with around high school maybe listened to it more. I don't know. It's really hard to remember that far ago.
We had CDs. By the time I had by the time I was driving, I had CDs, and we had the album of CDs. But
I was around middle school. CDs were you were burning CDs in middle school time.
Yeah,
so
pretty dope.
It was, that was the coolest kids in middle school were bringing burnt CDs to class, and
in my first couple of jobs, I'd work in like some shitty office somewhere. Like I remember one of my first jobs, I worked for like a limo company, helping them like make a database or something and access. I don't know. But you'd go into the office, this guy and his wife just smoking cigarettes all day and drivers coming in and out, like, shooting the shit. And they'd have the talk show on, in the morning. So that's what people did 20 years ago, something like that. They went to work, they turned on the talk radio and just went at it.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
What do you want to talk about today?
I'm glad I got you on early. I'm ready to get this show on the road here. Prologue episode 3.
Prologue episode 3.
Prologue episode. Titling is a big deal in my world as someone who's potentially neurodivergent. That's what I'm teaching myself.
What's neurodivergent?
It means when you're autistic or you have Asperger's or you get angry.
That applies to you?
Yeah, good. I'm a very intelligent guy that likes to search online and social media for diagnosing my own issues. And one day I'll go to a doctor and the doctor will be like, sir, you've correctly diagnose all of your issues, unlike everyone else you've ever met in life who is giving false medical advice to themselves and everyone around them.
Yeah,
You, sir,
have mastered
you've had the best
the
acknowledgement
Google
of
search.
who you are.
Yeah, exactly. You've mastered the medical Google search.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just where I see myself in.
I feel like if you
10
tell
years.
the doctor like what you think that you have, like you might be right, but they purposely find something else to justify like their existence, right?
And that's their
Like,
world.
if you came to them and you're like, yeah, so you talk to them for a while, and then at the end you're like, so I've diagnosed myself as whatever, and then they're thinking like, oh shit, he's right, but I can't let him be right because he's an idiot and I'm the doctor, so I need to come up with a few other diagnoses to make him look foolish.
Mhm.
That's what I would be thinking if I was a doctor and someone came to me and they're like, yeah, so I've got X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I'd be thinking like, shh,
Yeah.
I can't let them know that they got that right.
Yeah. So it's just gonna be vindicating at that point. But until then,
It's all just conjecture.
I'm just gonna have to convince people that that's what's going on with me. And I mean, I'm open to that task. I really am.
So are we discussing mental illness today? Is that what we're getting into? Or just like, I mean, neurodivergence isn't mental illness. I mean, obviously it's a specialized area of discussion, but that I'm certainly not qualified to discuss, but
can you see my screen? I think it's important that we do the right thing to our audience and let them watch again.
Praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please.
One more time.
Lord.
Are you getting that audio?
Jane,
oh yeah,
I love you.
You did it
G.I.
right
Jane
this time,
2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Uncle Ryan.
So that's probably the moment that Will Smith realizes she's not laughing. Right there.
Yeah.
Because he can see he's possibly in that seated position where
What is
peripheral.
she wearing, by the way? It's like something out of Dune.
I was thinking The Matrix.
No, it's like a space kingdom, like a royalty in a space kingdom.
And
That's
also,
what I see.
And also Victorian.
Yeah, like a Victorian styled space kingdom in another galaxy. Like this is what one of the monarchs would look like, right?
Yep. So she's not happy with that. And apparently she has alopecia, is what people are telling me.
Yeah. Apparently.
Folks, I got the documents right here. I got inside sources on the issue. What they don't want to tell you, and Carl Schwaz is wanting to keep secret in the Bilderberg group. Jada Pinkett Smith has had alopecia brought on by multiple sex partners in a polyamorous lifestyle.
Man.
I had a passenger last night in my luxurious 2019 Toyota Camry, as an Uber driver as I am, she was drunk and having just a real emotional, this is like let go, just free form session, telling me about a lot of things. And then she cuts right into this topic where I think she was trying to say that Jada just needs to like suck it up and she doesn't need to be that way. And I think a lot of people might be against the Smiths right now. I'm seeing a lot of anti-Smiths rhetoric out there in a way that feels like maybe people like want this to be Will Smith being a hero for his woman.
I don't think anyone sees it. I'd say most people don't see it that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, wait, which way?
Like that Will Smith is a hero?
Yeah.
I don't see that. I don't see how you get to that conclusion.
I'm searching for those takes because those are always the most cringe.
Oh, listen, you could have a lot of fun like enraging Twitter by taking that position, you know?
Yeah.
Like, listen, Will Smith is a hero for women of color all over America today. He stood up for his woman and smacked the shit out of someone who was disrespecting her. And hashtag smack day, hashtag, you know, I don't even know what else. But
I'm gonna do.
You would drive a lot of rage if you did this.
I'm doing a Wakanda salute forever sign in the picture as I post Will Smith as a hero.
Will Smith is an ally.
Yeah.
Will Smith is an ally.
Hell yeah.
Don't forget it.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here.
Chris Rock seems reacted after he delivers that, and he's looking and he's probably noticing Jada's face.
Can I say something real quick about Chris Rock though?
Yeah.
He's like the youngest looking old person I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look like he's changed.
Yeah, you can't tell, is he
that 30? He's 108 years old?
60? You know, depending on the facial expression, it's very hard to tell what his age is. I don't even, without looking it up, I honestly couldn't tell you. I know he was in a bunch of movies in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, so that probably dates him, but I don't know. You know, there's some actors you look at, you're like, yeah, that dude's like 55 for sure. Chris Rock could be anything.
Yeah. We're gonna chalk that one into the proper stereotype. They all look wonderful. And I want to deliver that with charm. I want people to know that I mean that endearingly.
Yeah, no, he looks great. That's what I mean.
So he's looking at her probably right now when he's saying, "Look, it's just a joke." You know, people probably like rag on him for being in some conservative circles or having some conservative takes. So maybe he's trying to tiptoe lightly, maybe expecting to be a little edgy, maybe expecting people to expect that he's going to be pushing the envelope. Maybe people don't want another Gervais character up on the stage. Or maybe that's the way he's trying to approach it. Because so whatever joke, it's just what comedians, it's what like Hollywood does to each other. It's how they tickle each other. But what we see, we'll watch.
Richard.
So it's the most awkward like form. I mean, he connects. He obviously connects there, right?
Yeah. No, he connects. You hear the mic. You know, you hear if you hit it back like a second, you hear the boom.
Yeah, because that's what that is.
No, I mean everyone knows he connects, right? What are you doing here, Grandpa? Grandpa Joe. Good job, Grandpa Joe. You zoomed in 700%. Now we can't see anything.
What's this? I've highlighted the screen. What is that?
Why is it all blue? Why is it blue?
Enhance.
I'm in. He doesn't hit him that hard.
Richard. Oh, wow.
There's an angle in this slap. like he's
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
does it. It's such like a quick motion. Like,
yeah.
because if you really want to slap someone, I mean, he doesn't like take,
Mhm.
he doesn't reach back. There's no reach back here. You know, like if
Yeah.
you play it back again, there's no wind up. There's no wind up to the slap. Because I've been slapped with wind up, and that hurts. You know, you're touching your face.
Yeah, we
Like
go to
Chris
Lee
Rock
Green
is
right
like,
now.
"Oh, damn."
Getting slapped expert, Lee Green. Tell us more about what it's like.
I've been slapped by men and women, unsurprisingly. Yeah, he like he takes a small windup, and midway through, he kind of realizes like, I gotta step it back.
I think that's what happened.
25%.
I think he hesitates to actually doing it, but something brought him up there to do it. But then he's realizing it's going to happen. I'm about to do it. And he does it, but it makes for the strangest slap we might ever see in our lifetime.
Yeah, and it's a strange sound because it's more like a thump than like a, you
get no flesh.
There's no sharp.
smack.
Yeah, there's no like sharp.
So that's where I'm saying the angle of his hand, he had to. It's like he was pulling back, and he's turning the hand and to slide down the side of the
You know
face.
what he should have done? He should have slapped and then mushed. You know, like
Something.
a mush.
Step
Yeah, he should
into
have
it.
done a mush. Like, you know what would have been funnier and more insulting than a slap? Is a mush. Like just like going up to Chris Rock and just like mushing his face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by the mush, right?
So there's so much there. And that's what makes me think he's so fucking angry, Will Smith. And that just makes you look like a bitch.
What, the anger?
Yeah. He's too angry to react properly. He does
earlier.
He does a weird smack after a very straightforward stroll, like jaunt right up to him on stage. It's a determined walk. He steps up. He reaches back.
He does do
somewhere in the delivery.
Like midway through, he realizes like I have to calm it down 10%, and kind of does it like I don't know. I can't imitate it. It's so.
And I also want to say like
strange body motion, like maybe like a lizard person, you know,
or like maybe he thought he was going to shoot a fireball. Maybe he thought he could just,
like my boys in Mortal Kombat, like Liu Kang.
Like he just thought like something like would come out that he was so powerful. So and I just want to get something straight. Also, if I were to ever try this, I would probably get like halfway up the stairs and fall on my face and then like break my nose and then like it'd be that clip of the person that falls off the grape stepping plateau where they then knock the wind out and just make a weird noise. And then the mic would pick it up. And then Chris Rock would be on top, like over me, laughing in the most condescending laugh because he's got a great comedic laugh as well.
Right, for sure.
And it would just make it,
That's too fun. Like you just hear like that little in the distance, you know, kind of echoed through the hall, and
it's like the lungs trying to fill back up with air.
It's like you hurt yourself really bad for a second. Like you're gonna be fine in a little bit, but it's just that initial pain you're trying to work through.
You're gonna be fine, buddy. You just need your dad there.
Well, I'm glad you weren't in the position to do that, Ryan.
Thank you.
Wow.
And then he's like elated. He did it. There's applause. People are probably applauding in a way that is scripted. Again, because it looks like a weird.
They don't know. They think it's a bit.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's a bit.
Yeah, you would have, I would.
Will Smith just
Yeah.
smacked the shit out of me.
And then that. And then,
Thi-
wife's name out your fucking mouth.
wow,
and then there,
dude.
yep.
Yeah.
You look to see behind him. Then it's like, wait a minute. That's a serious.
Yeah, yeah. Then
Lines are
they're
crossed.
like, yeah.
This is seriously him.
When he starts yelling, that's when it gets real.
Mhm.
It was a
When you see it
G.I.
at first,
Jane-
you're like, hold on, pause it. When you see it at first, you're like, oh, this is a bit. Like, you know, they played it out beforehand. But when he starts yelling at him in this kind of serious way with a lot of emotion, you see his eyes kind of watering a little bit, like he's so angry. There's so much emotion. You know it's real.
Totally. What yeah, because he's an action hero, right? He's just a movie star, so they could rehearse all of it.
Sure. And that's why the smack looks smack looks weird, because he's actually probably used to kind of like fake kind of, you know, in the movies when you're hitting people, you're still hitting people, you're just taking off like 50% of your hit, you know? So it doesn't hurt as bad. They're still hitting each other, so he still knows. Like it kind of like his movie training instincts kicked in, right? So that's why it looked a bit staged, because he's been doing all this training, but this is not staged.
Wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
And then he's like trying to come up with something, because he's shocked. He's
how could you not be shocked?
Yeah,
You've been telling jokes for I don't know how old Chris Rock is, as I said before. You've been telling jokes for how a couple decades. No one's ever walked up the stage and smacked you for a joke. It's like it's outside the realm of possibilities. In the list of things that could happen, that's probably at the bottom of his list.
Okay.
So I didn't watch it live. So most people don't. But it would have been worth it for that.
Who watched the Oscars live under the age of 60?
Theater people.
Well,
but we're not talking about.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
We're not talking about a lot of people.
Yeah, no.
And some people do host, like, get-togethers for such a thing. But it seems like just a celebration of a bunch of people that are in the same industry and have the same connections. It's probably just a lot of inside cliques, people voting for the same stuff, seeing the same predictable winners. No real risk being taken. I don't know.
It's one of those things I've never put any thought into, because it's so irrelevant to me in my life. It literally means nothing.
Not as much as Will Smith's catalog of movies that will be removed from all streaming services because of the violence.
Exactly, the violence. What do you think the punishment's going to be here?
Look, I wrote an article, but let me just say, as a son of someone who lost their life because of a smack, this was all too real. Yes, that's right. My father was killed by one smack to the face. Will Smith, sir, you need to apologize.
I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did already. I mean, he tried, he really tried.
Yeah, the best part, he goes up to accept an award, and he says something about violence isn't the answer.
Yeah. So yeah, no.
I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I sure don't want to hurt no one.
You know who Jocko is?
No.
So
I don't think-
Jocko's like Jocko's a
MMA or something?
He's a Navy SEAL. He's a former Navy SEAL.
Oh, okay.
Like, probably the most badass individual ever. And his whole thing is like to wake up at 4:30 in the morning every morning and like, you know, just be the most hyper productive, insane talent, like insanely ripped, giant human you can be. So the memes are always so funny. Wake up at 2 a.m., jump through the window, roll on broken glass and hit the ground running. Run 10 miles with glass shards in your body. Pass out from blood loss. Wake up in ICU at $25K medical bill. Go bankrupt. Lose your house. Wife and kids leave you. Alone and homeless. Your depression suddenly is the least of your problems. Just this like ultra macho hardcore shit. You know?
Yes. Yes.
Love that.
Yeah. There had been a big acceptance of just the most insane levels of grind set out there. It's good to see that there's some pushback on it.
That's a little too hardcore.
People, for a long time, there wasn't much major pushback on a lot of like kind of insane ideas about work ethic.
Well, that's the humor. That's why I find it so funny, because it's like, it's just absurd. Who can do that?
Some people would have the physical ability to maybe go through some like crazy Navy SEAL training better than others. But
Well,
like,
apparently it's all about, it's not like who's the strongest, but it's like who's the better, who's got the stronger will, like willpower.
Yeah.
It's also who works better in the team.
Yeah.
That's what I read about. You know, like if you're just a lone wolf, you're a Sigma male, you're not going to make it out of SEAL training because no one's going to like you. That's what happened. That's what, like, you know, Dan, actually, you know who Dan Blazarian is?
Yes.
He said he got like cut from SEAL training for no reason. And you don't get cut from SEAL training for no reason. Apparently it's because like no one liked him.
Yeah.
You know, no one wanted to work with him. If you're not going to rely, like you can't have, you got to put your life in someone else's hands. And like, he's just a douche. Like, and I think everyone saw that it was clear. So they didn't want to work with him.
He seems like such a cool guy. Love to be his friend.
Who, Blazarian? I don't think people like that don't have friends, man. I'm telling you.
He seems like just like a down home, good old friend, kind of just like every man type of guy. Definitely not inheriting a trust.
Yeah, just
that's like released to him when he turns 24.
Someone that worked real hard.
Yeah.
All right, I can't find what I was looking for here.
I've seen some funny takes on the slap. The most bizarre form. It's hard to get it out of my head.
What is?
How strange the form of the smack made it less satisfying. It didn't really satiate my thirst for
the ultra violence.
Yeah, for the violence that it's like some people might give it credit for. We can't even really talk about it being violent unless it's like a proper smack, a proper slap. Maybe he thought, maybe like Chris Rock moved at the last second, and so he couldn't get the full.
No, Chris Rock had no idea what's going on. I'm telling you, it's because he has this movie training where they like, you know, he's been doing this for decades. They do all this play fighting, right? And he's so used to it.
They hold up their hands, so he punches.
Yeah, no, he knows, how to like hit in a way that makes a sound and looks like something, but isn't something, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he really slapped him like a grown man slapping you without, you knowing about it, it would hurt really, it hurts really bad.
And yeah, there wasn't the whiplash of the head, and there wasn't the skin smack sound. It was ultimately like I need to go look up a real smack.
Here's a better question though. Why is Will Smith so angry? Why is he so angry?
I mean, we've seen it before. Guys sticking up for their woman. I don't think it's anything new.
Yeah, but people have been making fun of. It's not the first joke ever leveled at someone's wife at a movie event,
Or high level entertainment, Hollywood function.
Right. It's not the first time that someone's taken a shot. I mean, that's why they bring comedians in, is to take shots, right? They're not just there to dance around. They're supposed to take shots. That's what people like. That's what the audience wants. They want. These guys aren't used. Chris Rock isn't writing like positive humor in his spare time, right? So they bring these guys in to ruffle a few feathers, to keep people on the edge. But why are you so mad? He got everything. Apparently, it's because his wife was cheating on him. That's what I read. I don't know much about it. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
They had an open relationship apparently, and she was sleeping with a guy who was a bit younger than her. So a lot of people are calling Will Smith a cuck. What are your thoughts?
Well, me personally, or like, no, yeah. See, I have seen bits about that that seem, that could be festering in some man's mind, especially a guy his age, because society like weighs heavy on all of our opinions. So, being from an older generation, he might take more offense to that. But I think that bridge would have already come up. I think there's some other kind of history between them. I think that because the way that he looks at her, Chris Rock looks at Jada when he's like, it's a G.I.J.
What do I know?
I think in the way that Will Smith is like screaming once he's seated, it's like there's some kind of history. That's what I think, because I feel like
beef.
I feel like the cuck thing is funny, right? It's funny to laugh at. It's also
it's hilarious. I mean, that's what people are making jokes about all over the internet. My brain starts to race in 1,000 different directions when people talk about the cuck scenario. And I think about my own insecurities. And then I think about the allure of the incel mindset. You take the conversations and maybe the ultimate fear that's like latched onto that. Then like it would be easy to probably spin a story about Will Smith is a cuck loser who has nothing fucking going for himself. So he goes and like takes his rage out on Chris Rock. He's like, don't be talking shit. But I just think that there's something more to it, because this cuck thing has been brought up for a while with Will Smith. And to me, it was very interesting to hear that they're in this open relationship, because a lot of people aren't open about it that are doing it. Right? Like, it's not like they're the only ones doing it, but they're so open about it that they even had their own show. They made a show where they're like, we're going to sit at a table, Will, Jada, the family, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk about, what did she call it? Her
round table or something.
No. What was the word she used? Entanglements. She brought Will into her round table and started to tell him about her entanglements, as she called them.
Yeah. And if you're Will Smith, you could have anyone. If you're Jada, you could have anyone, right? So that's where I just think it's just like celebrities being weird guys.
Can I share it? This is okay because I'm Jewish, so I can share these things. So this is the apology. I bet any amount of money this was written by 20 Jews that spent the last 14 hours panicking.
That's what the PR industry is, right?
Yeah.
People just constantly panicking.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's so funny.
I feel like this work could get either of us in PR.
Excuse me?
Yeah, this work.
What work?
Exactly.
Talking about nothing for an hour and a half?
Imagine recording yourself for a decade about takes and popular culture. People would have to give you some kind of credit. Be like, look, look, I want to represent you, or you should hire me to represent whatever.
Because of all my hot takes? I don't understand the connection. Help me connect this.
We having conversations on a weekly, twice a week basis about popular issues on a platform years and years down the pipeline with potentially up to dozens of listeners. I mean, that's something.
Do you put that on your resume,
You could.
Like in the kind of the bottom line, like hobbies, like pop culture podcast creator for the past 10 years, 72 subscribers, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, are we getting on the Patreon game?
We got to.
Yeah. I will Patreon you, Ryan.
Hell yeah. Does that mean you'll give to our Patreon and give me access to withdraw?
I will be.
Give me access to the checking account. Sick.
Let's start the Patreon. All right, guys. Anyone who watches this in the next 10 years, 20 years, does your work contain 18 plus themes such as real or illustrated nudity?
I mean, yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to be showing my dick on here as much as I can. So.
Please.
Should we say no? What do you think? How do you think this works?
I would say that we're going to go no for now, and we can change it later if we decide to bring the swords out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't think this is like the only. I don't think this is the only point. I think you can. I think you can make those changes down the line.
Like we're deliberating back and forth with each other right now. Like, will we want to be filming nude? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We need to think about this.
Yeah. So I think the bigger question is, what currency are you accepting? Should we do kangaroo? Are we doing kangaroo bucks?
Hell yeah.
Green buck. What is going to be the best currency for us to be in 10 years when someone starts subscribing to this?
Well, I think we know the answer to that, right?
Where's the Chinese? Where's the
what do they call? What do they call their money?
It's called the renminbi. The renminbi.
Yes.
I have renminbi. I think
you do.
I have like a whole drawer. Yeah, I have like this whole collection of. What is this? This is Indian money. Yeah, because I've been places.
Oh, I dropped this at my computer camera.
Let me pull out a RMB. No, I don't know what it is. Yeah, unfortunately. Do you want to offer exclusive merch? Yes. I want merch for membership. Design your Patreon only merch and assign it to a tier. Patreon will handle production, global shipping, and support. Why would you not want to do that? You can design merch and like create a tier for people to pay you for that merch, and they do everything.
This is probably more specifically to use their what do they call it? Drop shipping instead of your own. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm getting from this. Is that you would?
Do you think it's any different than any other service? They're probably using one of the services that we would go to make merch.
Yeah, it's like if you were someone that was already doing something and already had the account, they're just going to do it for you at 3% true. So it's, you know, you were already paying a 3% amount or something to something else, then you wouldn't want to just do that twice, maybe.
Oh, so all right.
But we don't have that, so that works. This is a yes for us.
Yeah, of course. You know, I don't want to use a bunch of platforms.
Yeah.
That
gets confusing. It's inevitable. It really is, I think, inevitable, but it'd be easy to streamline.
Connect connect our YouTube to this.
YouTube.
Because we want a custom URL so that people can find us easily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once they learn about your story, the donations are just going to roll in. But
Thank you.
Are we doing
other social? The Twitch?
What's the L? What's the L in top? Which Google did you log into? Oh, is that me? The L? Is that the garbage?
Your name. Your name is on that.
Okay. All right.
Gmail?
Go ahead. Yeah.
And so what's already come up when I set up other things is I've already changed around some of your information to be my information, like when I was validating.
Good content. If anyone wants to see how to set up a Patreon, we're doing it live right now.
Yeah, I know. We could make this. We could cut this out as another.
Oh, for
YouTube
sure.
Video.
This is 100%. People love this content.
He just searched a lot. You're almost ready to launch. Okay, great.
Oh man, there's a lot of things here you got to do.
This is like, you know, all 50 different sites we got to set up profiles on.
Oh my God.
But it is like the same thing, and it does help because the more that we're out there, you know, the more like we'll populate in the searches as the algorithm dictates.
Yeah, exactly. For everyone listening, you know, Ryan is an SEO expert. So So this is a learning opportunity for all the folks that listen to this.
I brought more than one business to a mediocre plateau. And the name thing is funny because I always try to think like, how do you see, how are things presented? And that's eventually, you know, stuff that can be corrected.
Right. You don't have to get it all. You don't have to get it right from the start.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
True.
You can come back and change these things. Like we said, if you're thinking of doing nudity down the line, you can probably adjust your Patreon to a mature audience.
Yes.
There you go. Just use it. We can come back and again, not get caught up in the details.
Because I've been recently putting things in places. So I was just thinking and as I was trying to multitask there. But yeah, that's it. That'll do.
You know, we can fix it later. I guarantee you no one has that URL.
Yeah, someone had it in SoundCloud, and I had to just write Garbage Juice Podcast, so that wasn't really hard.
All right. When you see that one of these sections, like about your Patreon, about this, what direction do you like to go to let people know about what you're doing? You know, there's the about you in LinkedIn, there's about you, and do you like to talk about your passions,
I love LinkedIn,
your accomplishments? Do you like to lay it on thick, you know, about your previous experience? What's the highly successful, it's only one L there, entrepreneurs? We're discussing sports news and weather.
Sports news. Yeah.
Hi, welcome to sports news.
Okay, we can put our video up.
Hells yeah. Listen, everyone, before you get into this, you got to make a few different content pieces. Is that the group from
oh shit. Yeah. Hey, I had as soon as I saw that, I had to look it up because that's a perfect song to end that meme.
What song? Bit. I don't know.
That's a perfect song. And we'll bring you the track that they picked. Can you hear it?
Yeah. This is just radioactive.
This is the song and the meme at the beginning of our show.
Yes.
But I didn't remember which Imagine Dragons. And I didn't really remember what their thing was.
So we're just
waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust.
Just the best of what's out there right now. Just the hottest, the hot. I love it.
This song's like 12 years old.
Yeah, well, I guess that's why I missed it, because it was like at the point where I stopped being able to live online music.
And there was a lot better music coming out at that time.
Right. But they're popular.
But I don't want to hate on Imagine Dragons. You know, there's worse shit out there like Band of Horses.
Yeah, no hate. This is a judgment-free podcast when it comes to.
But I really hate Band of Horses.
Like, this is a judgment-free podcast when it comes to discussing Imagine Dragons.
Oh yeah, Imagine Dragons. Okay.
When it comes to discussing Imagine Dragons, this is a judgment-free podcast.
Yes.
We're gonna let them do what they want to do. It's like they always move this stuff on me. Me as an old man. Manage your Google account. No, I don't want to manage my Google account. I was on YouTube.
Can we go back?
This is just embarrassing.
We're losing our viewers, Ryan. Can we go back to the Patreon?
Here we go.
Now, folks, when we talk about neurodivergency, this is what we're talking about here.
Thank you. Keep talking. Keep them distracted while I do this.
My friend Ryan does suffer from having a mind that just splits into pieces at certain points. So as he tries to find his way back to what we remember as reality, I will try to
record time.
Okay. What can you share? Can you bring us back to the Patreon setup? We were going to get a video URL for the
you're going to have to keep reminding me.
Yeah, how the sausage was made.
Boom!
Okay, intro video, sweet.
And
okay, wait, go up.
Button.
How many? At least 100 characters are required.
How many are we at now?
What else can we write? Paris. Yeah, there you go.
Top run way.
I think it's plural.
Word.
Yeah, and I think it's plural because we're using multiple places. It's okay. Okay, we got 100 characters.
All right.
Mazal tov. All right, let's lock it in.
Create your headline.
We already did that, no?
Maybe I skipped it somewhere.
Okay, so go to add now. Just click add now.
Save changes?
Go down. No, yeah, save changes. Save changes. And then let's go to add now. Okay, okay, it recognized the things that we've done.
Targus.
Okay, so first name Ted. Last name Kaczynski. Ted Kaczynski.
Doesn't make a big first.
First name Will.
Okay.
Last name Smith.
When money's involved, we can put you in later on. I think there is a point that we need to.
Well, money will be receiving money from our fans.
Yes.
Where's the option for a sovereign citizen? Is that here? There we go. United States. Custom brand color. Does it matter? I don't. Public, yes. Definitely public.
Definitely.
No,
private.
yeah. We don't want anyone to know how much we're earning. That's for sure. But we want everyone to see our page. No, private.
No one to see our page.
No, yeah.
No one to pay us. And we could set up a Facebook and all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's for
or could say themes is nudity or
dangerous activity.
I mean, we're not going to have as much nudity, but
I mean, what's your definition of dangerous activity?
Yeah,
I have, you know what I bought recently because I'm a big fan of White Claw. White Claw Surge. You ever heard of White Claw Surge?
No, I have not. That sounds like fun.
It's White Claw, but it's 8% instead of 5%. It doesn't sound like a big difference, but that's a dangerous activity.
Hell yeah.
You can still drink a lot of them, but they're almost twice as powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny to think about how the variation of percent, even though it's like a single digit, is a lot.
It's powerful. It's powerful.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get one now, actually.
Hell yeah, dude.
This is sponsored by White Claw.
They're a big boy.
See here, it's we got the blue can here. White Claw Surge, blood orange, 8%.
Blood orange too, huh?
Yeah, you can taste it. Blood orange is the color of your shit after having enough blood orange White Claw.
Yes. We'll do that later.
Yeah, this is just a lot of detail. All right, so when do we get the money?
Okay, Acast, powered by Acast. Okay, I'll open this up in a new tab for later. So we don't have that yet because there's going to be some.
No, what do you mean? We gotta enable that. We haven't. We got to get enable feed, and then we got to set up basic.
Okay, well,
I don't really understand that.
The way that it works is that it is accessed from where it's hosted. So we need to host our audio somewhere in the cloud. So at some point we'll need to get around to doing that. And I think that there's free options. There was one that I saw recommended, just like a Google search. It's called Podbean, but then it says it's free up to like 100 MB, but like one episode is over 100. It's like 150 MB. So so it's just
my podcast is a series of 5 or 6 sounds, and each episode is 15 seconds long.
I'm in my 3rd season. Each episode is a second to 2 seconds long.
That's the most hipster thing. That's the most hipster thing I've ever heard. You know, like
micro.
micro podcast.
Yeah.
We've created a new genre.
Microcasting.
Micro podcast. I'm microcasting. I really think the podcast scene is a little overdone right now. What we started to do is what we call microcasting, where
you're already out of time. Yeah.
We say 2 or 3 words and then end the show, and then do that once a week. That would be like a Portlandia episode, like three gender queers that do that engage in microcasting on the weekends, in a public library setting.
Just like hours and hours of setup just for just a 3-second soundbite. Okay, great. We'll see you guys next week. Yeah. And have a good time in the mountains this weekend. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, taking the girlfriend, so she's never seen the family cabin.
No, you're already way past the run. Like that's 100 megabytes right there, man.
Though that was after we already were on our way out the door.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're on the way out the door. Yeah, that would be a funny scene. Like hours of preparation, like thousands of dollars. They have the best equipment. They're hauling out to like some library, and then just saying 5 words and closing up shop and walking out.
We did it.
Yeah, you could do a lot with that bit.
Okay, folks, you see how easy it is?
Yeah, that simple.
Yeah.
Oh, to publish and go live, edit your page.
See what it is we need. It was all in green.
Launch. You know what I can actually do? I forgot. I can annotate. Hit this button here.
Oh yeah, tight.
Hit this button now. I do this on work calls. Like I kind of
here. Excuse me. Now. You know
this
what?
direction.
Just move.